Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video. And guys, I know what I'm going to review today. Something that is Christmassy on the weekends, and this Christmassy material coming straight from Disney Channel and straight from Phineas and Ferb. That's right, guys. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is one of the first ever Phineas and Ferb Christmas episodes / specials. Yeah, that's right. Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation. Yes. Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation. Insert Clark Griswold getting tangled with, Phineas and Ferb. I don't know, because Christmas Vacation? I don't know. Best I could think of saying. But anyways, and, because of the movie Christmas Vacation, and anyways. So yeah, Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation from Season 2. Yeah, again, one of the first Phineas and Ferb Christmas specials. Yeah. What Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation has to offer with what the two boys / brothers get themselves into for this Christmas, and, well, for this year, them showing some appreciation to Santa Claus, because so much that Santa has done for them, they want to do something for Santa in return. So, yeah. And of course their friends getting involved in this, as well as their sister Candace. But aside from them, what goes on with, say, well, of course, their pet platypus, Perry / Agent P, stopping whatever, shenanigans that Dr. Doofenshmirtz is up to for the holiday season. Yeah. Well, I think for a lot of us, especially my mom, loving Phineas and Ferb and watching it, especially, at the time when Phineas and Ferb, having new episodes on the way, and when it came to, one of their first Christmassy episodes / specials, and what this one had to offer. I do remember, seeing a few promos for it on Disney Channel, and I'm pretty sure Disney XD, because, well, Phineas and Ferb being on both networks, yeah. So I remember seeing them, as well as Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation's Christmassy intro, instead of a monkey, it's a Yeti, giving a Yeti a shower, yeah. Yeah. Rewatching this, and well, because I knew, and as of now, I'm of course doing my review on it, it's really good. It's a really good Phineas and Ferb holiday Christmassy special / episode from beginning to end. I mean, how can you not be disappointed with something straight from Phineas and Ferb? Well, granted, if I remember correctly, yeah, because there have been at least maybe a very few episodes that weren't really the best, but not to say that they were really god-awful, I can think of, say, my mom, and shout out to my mom, because her being the biggest Phineas and Ferb fan, and as we all know, and should know, Phineas and Ferb not only being fantastic, for younger audiences, but for older audiences as well. Yeah, so I recall that my mom didn't really get into the one episode where it's all caveman themed, at least, and she admits that probably Dan and Swampy's appearance in that episode being stop motion-y, pictures of them. It's what, made that episode a little better and enjoyable. So, yeah. Anyways, but yeah. Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation. It's a good one, and, yeah, what more do I have to say? Because this is Phineas and Ferb we're talking about, and what they've done at times during the holiday season, most notably Christmas. Yeah. Alright, so, as always, for me, read the description / the story. It's Christmas, and Phineas and Ferb help foil Doofenshmirtz's plan to stop everyone getting their Christmas presents by telling Santa they've all been bad. In other words, naughty. They plan to turn the whole town into a giant thank you card for Santa, and help Santa deliver the last-minute presents. Yeah. Okay, so getting into Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation. Should there be a S in there? Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation? You know what I mean? It's just Phineas and Ferb Christmas Vacation. I don't want to make a huge complaint about it. I'm just saying, it just seems more fitting for it to be, say, Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation. And you can let me know how you feel on that too. But anyways, and I don't think it matters if you want to call it, say, Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation, and that goes for me. That's fine. I'm sure, Dan and Swampy wouldn't have no problem with that either, so yeah. Okay, so anyways, getting into Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation itself, and what goes on in this Christmassy special/episode. Well, Christmas is upon everyone in the tri-state area and in the city of Danville. And Phineas and Ferb, what they are doing, and for the holiday season, the opening to this, and yeah, because in this, as I mentioned, being Christmassy themed, and with the intro, which, yeah, the intro being, the lyrics changing, and as I said, instead of a monkey, a yeti, that being an example. Basically them turning their beds into, rocket sleds or something, and Candace happening to be on the phone with her mom, because, Phineas and Candace's mom and Ferb's dad, keep in mind, because, yeah, Ferb's dad and Phineas and Candace, their mom, so Basically, Linda and Lawrence, they are at the airport awaiting Phineas and Ferb and Candace's grandparents. Because they're basically running late. Their plane hasn't arrived yet, and Mom and Dad could be stuck in the airport for a couple of hours because, awaiting right as the grandparents, come off the plane and so on. Throughout this episode, it's just Phineas, Ferb, and Candace remaining at home, and until, say, Phineas and Ferb's friends step in, Baljeet, Buford, and Isabella, and what they get themselves into. And Candace informing her mom that she found out from Stacy and so on, from Jeremy, that Jeremy got Candace the perfect Christmas gift, and Candace hasn't for Jeremy. She wants to get Jeremy the perfect Christmas gift and not, get him a gift that could be something that someone else already got him. Understandable. And she has no clue what he would specifically want. And then she goes into a song number, and that being one of the next song numbers. Because by the way, Winter Vacation being the opening for this, but yeah. So Candace going in a song number of, what could he want and such, yeah. And, that's when it dawns on her that, she should check on the boys to see what they're up to this time. And she made it into their room right as they came back, on their beds and after, rocket sleigh riding, Phineas tells Candace that they're going to write to Santa, and Candace just finds that a complete joke, and, because them being a little older, maybe they're past that, but no, not really. And they believe, and they know / believe, I should say, that Santa is real, and they show Candace a couple of pictures of different sightings of Santa Claus over the years, giving you that, Bigfoot sighting vibe. That's clearly what it is, right? Because some of the pictures that they show Candace look exactly like what we would see in those, photos of, presumably Bigfoot sightings, because the famous one where, the Patterson Bigfoot, walking and such, that, and it's funny. And of course, the whole Where's Perry thing, Phineas telling Ferb to, do the Where's Perry thing, wonder where he is. And, Perry, he's obviously making his way to the headquarters and such, and he, at one point, he brought Frosty to life, putting the carrot nose on the snowman, and thus the frosty snowman wannabe comes to life. It's pretty funny, and yeah, so the snowman coming to life and telling Perry to follow him, and then, well, as the snowman walking his way out in the street, well, he got hit by a vehicle. And the carrot nose, like, rolls back to Perry. He takes it down, and when he makes his way to the headquarters and such, well, Major Monogram, like, oh, you brought a snack, and by munching on the point part of the carrot. And what happens is that, well, all the animal agents, along with Carl and Major Monogram, they're celebrating Christmas, of course, and a Secret Santa thing happens, and a present to Perry. And basically, what Perry got from his Secret Santa is basically a CD, which being the Sal's Sukani Christmas. I think I'm pronouncing that right, yeah. And a description of it, It's the CD Agent P got from his Secret Santa, yeah. And Carl insisted it wasn't him, because, yeah, poor Carl, he gets pointed at by Major Monogram. Like, Monogram thinks that probably it was Carl that got, Perry that Secret Santa gift, and, well, Carl is the Secret Santa to Perry, but Carl, he's denying this all he can. In the CD, there are at least 2 known songs. One is We Wish You a Merry Christmas, and Christmas Cannot Be Destroyed, not even by a naughty nader. Yeah, but speaking of that, we'll get to that a little later. Yeah. And, well, then, I think, yeah, because from, like, Agent P and Monogram, because the watches they have, and, they basically have this alarm, because, well, basically, trouble is, happening, and an assignment / mission for Perry, and Major Monogram, he contacts Perry via a screen, and, well, he's right there. What's the point? Well, I guess that's just Major Monogram's thing, just, always being on the screen, even if he's right there in front of Perry, I guess. But anyways, we've seen that kind of joke before, right? Yeah, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Well, because, obviously, yeah, Doofenshmirtz is up to something. What could it be? Well, Perry is going to find out when he makes his way to Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. Yeah, I like that for Doofenshmirtz's Evil Incorporated theme song, The Jingle, there's actually, like, sleigh bells playing. Well, it makes sense, and since it is Christmassy, so yeah. So yeah, Perry making his way, and unfortunately, as always, Perry getting trapped in any of Doofenshmirtz's traps. But of course, Perry always finding a way to break out of those booby traps. Perry being in this vase, and with Christmas lights, tangling him up and such, And what Doofenshmirtz is going to do, and for this Christmas, is to unleash his Naughtyinator. Basically, have everyone in Danville be labeled, be naughty, like, have something be shot into the sky and in the clouds, and to indicate Santa and the North Pole that everyone in Danville is naughty, but little would they know that, they aren't, but that's because of Doofenshmirtz's Naughtyinator, causing, like, a tracking beacon or something to alert Santa and the elves at the North Pole that, yeah, everyone in Danville and in the tri-state area, they're naughty, so, yeah. And besides Doofenshmirtz, using the Naughtyinator on everyone in Danville / the tri-state area, well, we, of course, know a lot of times when Doofenshmirtz makes these inators, and they would have a purpose and reason, and sometimes, we would see flashbacks, and we would get backstories from Doofenshmirtz on certain things, and what he would do, and with those inators, right? Well, not for this one. He doesn't know why, and, like, he can't think of any reason to hate Christmas. And that's when we come into our next song number, yeah, because that's kind of a rare thing, especially from Doofenshmirtz, like, doesn't hate Christmas, but yeah. which being, I Really Don't Hate Christmas. It's a funny song, as any of the Phineas and Ferb songs. Not all of them, because there can be some that are, very emotional. And, well, there happens to be one of them in this Phineas and Ferb Christmassy episode. But until we get there. So again, Doofenshmirtz doesn't know the reasoning, has no reasoning to hate Christmas. He doesn't know why he doesn't hate Christmas, and there's no purpose, nothing. So, yeah. And then even, say, at one point, a little later on, and when coming back to Doofenshmirtz's Evil Incorporated, these carolers stop by, and, well, when they show up, they don't leave Doofenshmirtz alone, because they're not gonna leave until they get what they want, which being, figgy pudding, figgy pudding, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and that, one of those lyrics in We Wish You Merry Christmas. So, Doofenshmirtz, he's got nothing for them, but they're not going away. They're not going to leave him alone. and Doofenshmirtz, if he by any chance has figgy pudding, which he thinks at first that he doesn't, so yeah. And also, there was one moment where Doofenshmirtz, after Perry, he got trapped. Well, putting, something on his, platypus bill, and something, da-da-da-da, in the 12 Days of Christmas song. But yeah, it's pretty funny. So, coming back to Phineas and the gang, well, basically, what they're going to do today, and on Christmas, well, yeah, around Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, it's obvious, they're going to basically put up, a large thank you sign for Santa all over Danville. Have Danville be all decorated, to thank Santa. Yeah, because, like I said, Santa doing so much for them. And the boys, this year, they want to do something in return for Santa. And even up top of the roof of their house, they build, a little, building for Santa, to take a break and such, a rest stop. And Buford, a good chunk of times in the episode, asking if it is not, or if it is a clubhouse, and Phineas telling Buford that it's not. Because no, it's not a clubhouse, it's a rest stop. That's what it is. And there's a lot of stuff in this rest stop for Santa, like a steam room, and to do a bit of exercising, milk and cookies. Yeah, pretty funny. But clever at the same time. And that's the thing, because Phineas and Ferb always being clever with any, gadgets and ideas that they do and what they build. Yeah, so anyways. And to speed things up still, because what goes on with Candace still? Well, she, at one point, tries to find a way to get Jeremy to write to Santa, and basically, have her alongside with Jeremy write a letter to Santa and what they want for Christmas and such. And even getting a small appearance of Jeremy's little sister. You know who I'm talking about, of course, who has a hatred for Candace and always acting cute and innocent, towards her big brother, the little monster. But, at least there were certain times in Phineas and Ferb good things came between her and Candace, right? Yeah. Or even say, even though she didn't know it was Candace, Candace was dressed up as Ducky Momo, and, Ducky Momo loves you, if you know what I'm talking about, that moment, in Phineas and Ferb. But anyways, and still to speed things up, Doofenshmirtz activating the Naughtyinator, and once he does so, well, basically, the North Pole is informed, and they get, information, and false information, I should say, that presumably everybody in Danville, in the tri-state area, they're all naughty. And two elves that we get in Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation, Blaine, if I'm pronouncing that right, being voiced by Matthew Horn, and Cluent, if I'm pronouncing both of their names right. Again, you know me sometimes. Yeah, Cluent being voiced by Bruce McKeenan, if I'm saying that right, yeah. And to name some of the other voice cast members in this, well, those that did additional voices in this episode: Corey Burton, Benita Shakila, I think I'm saying that right, Django Marsh, and Piero Peluso, if I'm getting that right. And also, we get an appearance of, well, I'll mention her later on, because, yeah, a nice and sweet moment that happens for Baljeet, but until I get there. So, yeah, not going to say who it is yet. But I'm sure some of you know, but I'm not saying until, because I'm reviewing this. Anyways, yeah, so, yeah, at a certain point, and well, after Doofenshmirtz activated the Naughtyinator, things start to go downhill, sadly, for everybody in Danville, in the tri-state area, and for Phineas and Ferb. Them being clueless, and, why is Santa not showing up? And when the letters that everybody sent to Santa have been sent back to them because, well, they are marked and labeled naughty. And, yeah, even Candace feels that maybe Phineas could be responsible for this, with what she says to Phineas at one point. And speaking of Candace, because, yeah, more on Candace and Jeremy, it gets a little out of hand, nothing really too extreme for them, but, the whole thing of, Candace, wanting to know what it is that Jeremy wanted, and in Jeremy's response, and, yeah, it just doesn't go too well, but, and Jeremy, needing to get back home to his little cyst because, well, Santa not coming, and Christmas may not be coming for everybody in Danville and in the tri-state area. So, yeah. And yeah, just again, things going downhill, and even when, yeah, one of the next song numbers being, Where Did We Go Wrong? Yeah, from Phineas, Ferb, Isabella, Baljeet, Buford, as well as Candace and Jeremy, them all singing Where Did We Go Wrong? Also, one of the other song numbers before that, yeah, That Christmas Feeling. Another pretty good one. But that's when, and to speed things up still, Phineas gets an idea. I know what else we're gonna do today, as he says to Ferb. Well, they're gonna try and, go to the radio station to send out a message or something to the North Pole that nobody in Danville and in the tri-state area are naughty. Yeah, it's, yeah, because it's false. It's not the case. So they try doing that at the radio station, and, yeah. That's when the two elves, they find out about this, and sure enough, they do arrive in Danville / the tri-state area, and they would meet up Phineas, Ferb, and everybody else. And as for Doofenshmirtz and Perry, well, because what goes on back in Doofenshmirtz's Evil Incorporated, the carolers are still there, but thankfully, Doofenshmirtz discovered that he actually still had some figgy pudding, yeah, and giving it to the carolers. And, yeah. And in the end, Perry did defeat Doofenshmirtz, and Perry, he got out of the booby trap, and putting Doofenshmirtz in that trap too, and such. And also, well, even before that, the Christmas CD that Perry got from the Secret Santa, which turned out it wasn't from Carl. Yeah, because, Major Monogram warned Perry for that not to be played. But Doofenshmirtz does so. Yeah, taking that and putting it in, and, then what happens next is, and yeah, when it gets to, one of the songs, which being, yeah, Christmas cannot be destroyed, not even by a Naughtyinator. When it hits that, when that singer hits that high note, Naughtyinator, like, it causes the Naughtyinator to be destroyed. But that's a good thing, and yeah, sure enough, the Naughtyinator sending out a transmission and such to the North Pole that everybody is naughty in Danville, that's no more. And again, when the two elves show up, but even when the Naughtyinator was destroyed, it's technically too late. Santa is not gonna stop in Danville and so on. But even after it's all, cleared up and such, that nobody in Danville is naughty. What now? And will there still be Christmas? Well, that's when Phineas and Ferb, along with Buford, Baljeet, and Isabella, even Candace getting tangled into this as well, they do something about it, delivering the presents and getting everyone in the tri-state area to turn on their lights that Christmas is here, it's coming. And that's thanks to Buford. He's the one that, basically on a bullhorn to tell them, and, Christmas is coming, and ringing bells and such. And by the way, all throughout this episode, we learned that Buford, even when everybody in Danville was falsely thought to be naughty, well, Buford is on Santa's naughty list, and he doesn't want to be on Santa's naughty list anymore. However, when Buford does a good thing, by letting everyone know that Christmas is coming, having them turn on their Christmassy lights, that's when the elves, they take him off the naughty list and put him back on the nice list, yeah. And something that Buford wrote to Santa, something very sweet he said about friends, and yeah, that was nice of him. It's nice because, Buford, looking like that he could definitely be a bully. Not really, even though he does have his moments, especially in Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation, where he kind of, a couple of times, basically puts Baljeet's face in the snow, just like, this, I tell you, the chemistry and friendship that Buford and Baljeet had is not bad. It's good, But anyway, so yeah, Phineas Ferb, along with Isabella and Candace and Baljeet, delivering the presents, and especially the elves. The two elves that that are in this, they help make the presents just by their hands and so on. And the other song numbers that we get, yeah, and to name the others, Danville for Niceness and Christmas is Starting Now, yeah. And the last one, I'll get to that when we come straight near the end of the episode. So yeah. Again, and to speed things up, again, they are making the presents and delivering them. A few funny jokes that happen, like Isabella accidentally, put one of the elves in a Christmas present. It's pretty funny. And then there's one Christmas present that is supposed to be delivered to Wendy Stinglehopper. I think, yeah, I'm saying her last name right. Being voiced by Ariel Winter. Yeah. So, yeah, what happens next is that, well, Wendy's Christmas present is big, yeah, and Baljeet, does so by, taking it upon himself by pushing it, and for it to be sent to Wendy's house, and he goes with Wendy's present, and going through, the chimney of Wendy's house, and yeah, coming face-to-face with Wendy, and Wendy got what she wanted for Christmas. Yeah, big hat and such. That's what it was. And, Wendy thanking Baljeet, and by doing so, they happen to be under mistletoe. She gives him a kiss on the cheek, but Baljeet, he takes it the next level by just like, and her hair just... Well then, if I remember correctly, yeah, because Wendy, having a thing technically for Baljeet, but yeah, even in this especially, yeah, and so, well, and again, to speed things up because, Christmas, has been saved, and well, by that point, all of the Christmas presents, for those who live in Danville and the tri-state area, they've been delivered. And, then we happen to see Santa showing up, and Santa actually stopped at the rest stop, and I thought it was Kevin Michael Richardson, because it almost sounded like him, but no. Santa Claus in this is good old Clancy Brown. Yeah, how did I not know that was Clancy Brown's voice? I don't know, because to me it kind of sounded a little bit like Kevin Michael Richardson, don't you think? I mean, did you by any chance, some of you might have thought so too, that it almost sounded like Kevin Michael Richardson? Because, well, Kevin Michael Richardson, obviously he's done some voice work and such on Phineas and Ferb. Well, and that especially goes for Clancy Brown. Yeah. I can think most notably another voice role that Clancy Brown had done in Phineas and Ferb, that soldier guy, when Phineas and Ferb are sent to this camp and they can't do anything. I'm sure you know which episode I'm talking about. Yeah, him. And when he was told to, plug in his fingers and just go, la, 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 la. Yeah, him. So yeah, Clancy Brown, and nice to see that, yeah, him voicing Santa. And again, why Santa, even when they were delivering the presents, they did it themselves. Well, that's because Santa, he did stop at that rest stop they built specifically for him. And, yeah. And, well, Santa, he did that intentionally, and for Phineas and the gang to deliver the presents themselves. Yeah. And then Santa, well, as he is about to disembark, he takes, the clubhouse with him. He calls it a clubhouse, he presumes that it is a clubhouse, and yeah, and Buford was like, I knew it was a clubhouse. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And sure enough, and well, after Santa disembarked and, well, the elves as well, tagging along with Santa, well, the Christmas gifts that Phineas and the gang get are pretty good ones. Even say Candace and Jeremy, what they each got for Christmas from each of them, like these earrings that Candace got, and also a nice-looking guitar for Jeremy. Well, because they, each of them, Jeremy and Candace, they traded some items to get these specific gifts for each of them, which is very sweet to each of them. Yeah, so... And, well, then, sure enough, Mom and Dad finally arrive home with the grandparents, which being Grandpa Reginald Fletcher and Grandma Winfred Fletcher. And, yep, cameo voices of Malcolm McDowell and Jane Carr. Yep. And even at one point, because when they were delivering Christmas and they had built their very own sleigh delivering the presents, Phineas happened to notice and wave at his grandpa. Yeah, Grandpa Reginald Fletcher. And yeah, waving back. And it's no problem for Grandpa Reginald Fletcher what the boys do. Even say their dad. We know that, and you do too. But only the mom doesn't know. Yeah, so anyways... yeah, and what a great way to end off the episode, and, because, one of the last song numbers, Thank You, Santa, yeah, but, yeah, one last song number that happens, and a little montage of, what the kids get for Christmas. Even Ferb, what he got for Christmas, and as we all know when it comes to Ferb, at least, speaking once, and at the very end of a Phineas and Ferb episode. But there have been some exceptions where he would at least speak maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe a little early on in an episode. You know this, yeah. Ferb basically got what he wanted for Christmas, and it's on the front paper, of Ferb getting a harmonica and playing Christmas blues and such. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, all the Christmas gifts that each of our characters get, most notably Candace, which one of the presents that she got, same exact shirt, 2 of them, the same exact wardrobe that she wears. And even Agent P, very sweet of him, because he brings Doofenshmirtz a Christmas present, and even Doofenshmirtz got Perry something as well, a vase. And one last moment where Perry, once again, brings to life a Frosty the Snowman wannabe. And once again, the Frosty the Snowman wannabe, having Perry to follow him and crossing the street, but when it seemed like he got struck once again, no. Actually, a vehicle hit another, and the Snowman telling Perry, maybe you shouldn't follow me, and so on. Just yeah, that was really funny. Yeah. A great and funny way to end off the Phineas and Ferb Christmassy special / episode, Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation. Yeah, and it never fails. With these Phineas and Ferb episodes, ending off something hilarious or sometimes very, very emotional. Just, you get my point. Yeah, you've seen the show and you know. But yeah, Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation. It's a really good Phineas and Ferb Christmassy special/episode, and again, this being one of their first. The story to Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation, really good, and with what goes on with the characters, when it seemed like things were going downhill, Christmas not coming to the citizens of Danville and the tri-state area, but it's thanks to Phineas, Ferb, and their friends, and along with Candace, bringing Christmas to them, delivering the presents themselves, and when we would see Santa Claus and how appreciated he is by all this, and, the rest stop/clubhouse that he got and he took with him, what goes on with Agent P and Dr. Doofenshmirtz, yeah, and the song numbers that we get in Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation, good as well, just, yeah. Everything about Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation is really good. Phineas and Ferb never disappoints, even when they're doing something on the holidays, rather if it be, say, Halloween, or most notably, Christmas. And I'm giving Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation, well, what the heck, 10 out of 10 stars. Yes, 10 out of 10 stars for Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation. And what about you guys? What did you think of Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation itself? Is it one of your favorite Phineas and Ferb holiday specials/episodes? Do you remember when this came out and you got to watch it for the first time? What are some of your favorite moments, your favorite songs, everything that happens in Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation, and some of your favorite jokes? Need I go on? Yeah. So yeah, again, what do you think of Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation itself, and with what I've had to say, my review, and yeah, what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like, as always. And so, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Phineas and Ferb's Christmas Vacation. More review videos are coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review. And, well, of course, continuing on, reviewing more Christmassy materials on the weekends. Stay tuned later tonight, because the next Christmassy material that I'll be reviewing, well, it's something else Disney, and this one is a very interesting Disney holiday short. It has to do with, a boy who encounters an octopus. I'm sure some of you might know what I'm talking about. Again, stay tuned for that. Take care, and peace out.